Hey guys, Seb here, and today I'm not gonna be doing some educational content, but rather something more concerning. As you may already be aware of, the state CS2 is currently in is not the greatest. There have been loads of issues since its initial release almost a full year ago, and only a select few of them have really been improved or addressed really by Valve. Anyhow, to get straight to the point, I'm having less and less fun playing this game, mainly due to some of the aforementioned issues, repeatedly slapping me in the face on a consistent basis in most of my games, which can make for a pretty frustrating experience. Now, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love this game and I probably will keep playing it until I'm physically no longer able to. However, I've also heard similar things from some colleagues of mine that have pretty much been playing this game since forever, and it has become the main game. But CS2 might actually be the straw that broke the camel's back. Now, obviously, I'm not just gonna sit here in front of the camera and just go on and on and on about how CS2 is such a bad game and how Valve is not gonna do anything. No, I just want to give you some personal thoughts of mine of what I think makes CS2 currently such a bad experience or such a frustrating experience, and in an ideal case invite you to a discussion where you can let me know whether you are feeling the same or I'm actually crying way too much. Now, the first and most annoying problem I currently have with CS2 is the rubberbanding. And for those of you that might be unaware what I'm talking about, here's a quick summary. Basically, whenever you peek someone while moving and the other person tags you, the game will teleport you back a seizable amount, which completely screws up your crosshair placement, aim, sprays, whatever, you get the point. This makes it feel like whoever shoots first and manages to take the other person is heavily favored in a gunfight, instead of the person that actually might have the better aim and would be able to, click heads faster or better, since the rubberbanding completely nullifies your pre-aim, sprays and everything else. As shown in this Reddit post, being teleported back also used to happen in CSGO, but in a much weaker fashion. Personally, I've never even noticed the rubberbanding in CSGO, but CS2 just feels like I'm being violently thrown around every game and I'm completely at the mercy of the server at any given time and in every single gunfight. Next on would be the underperforming Hitreg. Now, at first glance, this might look like a simple skill issue, which it in some cases probably also is, but let me elaborate. Ever since Valve introduced subtick into the game, the hitreg has been incredibly crisp and clean. That is, at least as long as you're shooting at someone that is stationary and are only slowly tapping away bullet by bullet instead of actually bursting or spraying down your target. And don't even get me started on targets that are actually moving. Those are absolutely impossible to hit. I literally feel like you could just run at me at any given moment with just a Kevlar and a Glock in hands and win a gunfight as me, as long as you just never stop moving, and it doesn't even matter which gun I would be having. For sprays not connecting, I don't even know what to say. Like, sprays was something I really enjoyed in CSGO and was, according to some stats, also quite proficient at, but in CS2, no freaking chance, man. And this is even observable in pro play. Just watch any given game and solely focus on how many easy sprays even the pros are missing. It's absolutely ludicrous. Last but not least, let's not forget about the generally poor performance of CS2, even on pretty decent rigs. For instance, I'm playing on a PC with a 3070 Ti and an Intel i7 10700K, I think. And it may not be top of the line anymore, but there's really no good reason for my FPS to constantly drop below 100 as soon as there are 3 or more smokes on my screen or there's a single drop of water involved anywhere in the scenery. Yes, CS2 is a decent looking game, I'll give you that, and Valve have done a really good job, like they really have. But how can it be possible that, for instance, I'm able to run Battlefield 2042 at a high and especially steady frame rate no matter what's going on my screen? Additionally, there are also about 128 players on the server at any given time, which also doesn't really seem to pose a problem. But apparently, CS2 is already overwhelmed with just 10 players, I guess. And it's not only the amount of FPS, it's also that Battlefield is feeling more responsive than CS2. Something like a middle ground between what CSGO used to be and what we currently have with CS2. So yeah, it really isn't looking great at the moment in my opinion. One could even add the issue of frequent cheaters, but this has already been drastically improved compared to what we had at the beginning of 2024. But I can't really give an informed opinion in that regard, since I'm pretty much exclusively playing Faceit, which doesn't have a whole lot of them. I'd say in a competitive game where performance matters, both of the game and the player, CS2 is in an inexcusable state at the moment. A hit rate is inconsistent, the movement is inconsistent, the performance is bad, and inconsistent, and even the improved visibility of some agent models is also not great at times. Not to mention all the content we are still missing from CSGO, but that's besides the point. It feels like CSGO used to be the benchmark for all other games in terms of hitreg, performance and movement, while CS2 now is a benchmark of how a game is not supposed to be. And to top it all off, Valve just isn't saying a word. Now, I know for certain that I'm not the only one having some of these issues, but are Valve aware of them? Are they perhaps even already working on some of them? I don't freaking know. No one knows. And this just additionally plays into the current frustration I'm having with the game. Now, please don't interpret this video as me crying about how I just can't get good at the game, or every single gunfight I lose is the fault of CS2 and not my own. No, absolutely not. But most of the time, I just feel like I have to fight an opponent and CS2 at the same time, where I have to pray that the game isn't giving me random teleport, frame drop or whatever. Anyway, I just needed to vent somewhere and share some of my frustrations with the game, I guess. So if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching and lending me your ear. In the end, I'd love to hear your own opinions about the current state of the game. Like, are you experiencing any of the same issues I have with the game? Do you feel like Valve are handling the situation correctly? Did you already give up on CS2? Just leave a comment below or hit me up on Discord and I'll make sure to get back to you. And with that said, as always, have a nice day and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!